Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 9 Episode 7. Hasta la Vista, baby. So we're just gonna get on into it. Wasn't as we got stuff to talk about, but it wasn't as overly dramatic as last week. So the first couple I want to talk is Darcy and Georgie. So Darcy and Georgie are in Bulgaria. You know, Darcy's just going to be Darcy and just be a little extra like she always is. We're in Bulgaria because we're about to meet Georgie's family and everything. They're still enjoying Bulgaria right now before they meet the family. They actually, in this episode, go meet Georgie's sister and Georgie's brother-in-law and nieces and nephews, and they go to this like survival training class, whatever, where they do the bow and the arrow and shoot bow and arrows and stuff and everything. When we get to the place, Darcy and Georgie had a like really good moment with his sister, like who he hadn't seen in a long time. He really missed his sister and everything. And this is like the first time he even got to meet his nieces and nephews. And it was a beautiful moment by Georgie and everything. Darcy met them and everything. She had fun playing with the kids with the bow and arrow, talking about she thinks that she could survive in the medieval times. I'm just like, yeah, okay, Darcy. So then Darcy and Georgie's sister had a conversation, and Darcy asked her, does Georgie mention me or anything? And the sister said, yes, he mentions you a lot, and he loves you in the hopes that this works out and everything. We also seen Georgie talk to his sister. The only concern that she has is that their age gap, because Georgie would be 37 years old. He would like to have kids by now and everything. And Darcy already has kids, and she's 50 now, so she can't have no kids and everything. So they're worried about if he's going to change his mind about having kids or just accept that reality that he's not going to be able to have kids with Darcy. So after that, they go back to the hotel. I guess they're planning to meet the parents the next day, but they want to go back to the hotel, and then Darcy starts acting weird and wants to like just do inappropriate things. I know it's her husband, that still he's just not in an inappropriate mood right now and everything. And then they get into a big fight because Darcy feels like Georgie is hiding something. Excuse me. Darcy feels like Georgie is hiding something because, you know, Georgie was just from his job that we revealed a few weeks ago, revealed that he has gotten a promotion basically. So, and Darcy didn't know about it. So Darcy is just like, let's just like open it up right now. Like I want to know, like, what's his mystery? You're supposed to be my husband, and you're supposed to tell me things and everything, and you didn't tell me you got a promotion and everything. I feel like you got everything you want from me, and now you don't want me no more and everything. You probably have another girl on the side and everything, blah, 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 and everything. And Georgie's getting mad because he was like, I don't tell you because I feel like you're going to go spend it all, like on surgeries and everything, like going to Turkey to get surgeries done and everything and all that. And I'm just thinking, you're supposed to tell your wife about your finances and stuff. That's just part of the thing, and we'll talk more about that with Elizabeth and Andre. But I see, for some, you know, normally I would side with Darcy on this, but I don't know. It's just like Darcy just really acts immature when she's around Georgie and everything, and you know. But Georgie says that he wants her to listen to him a little bit more. And Darcy ended up agreeing and ended up kissing and making up. My thing with that is just that, like I said, it's just I'm so tired of Darcy for a 50-year-old woman. I'm just really tired of her just acting. She shouldn't be acting the way she's acting. It's just weird. You know, here's how I looked at it when I was watching them. I like Georgie, between Darcy, Stacy, and Georgie and Florian. I love Stacy. I love Stacy. Couldn't stand Florian. I like Georgie, but I'm not a fan of Darcy. So that's just the way it goes with them four. Yeah, I have no issues with Georgie. I mean, he could step up a little bit more, but I do like him better than Florian. But I can't stand Florian, and I'm having a hard time with Darcy. But I love Stacy. So, but anyway, that was Darcy and Georgie. Next couple I want to talk is Tiger Lily and Adnan. So Tiger Lily met up with her stepmom. Her stepmom just voiced her concerns about Adnan. Like she said, his first impression was okay at best because he's really opinionated about his religion. Understandable, but she just said like his religion, women are just treated like like really like they're nothing really, and everything. And she's really worried about Tiger Lily and the baby, and and about being Muslim and everything. So after last week, when Adnan was like really grossed out about the placenta thing, we've seen him at the doctors. He asked the doctor, is like this normal and stuff? The doctor said it's common, but he doesn't see it that much and everything. So Tiger Lily and Adnan get back home and they talk about converting. Now, one thing when we first met Tiger Lily and Adnan was not really adamant about having Tiger Lily convert to Muslim and everything, but now he's changing his mind because they're about to have a baby and wants the baby to be Muslim. Tiger Lily already agreed that the baby is going to be Muslim, but now Adnan wants Tiger Lily to be Muslim. Tiger Lily is just a regular Christian, believes in God and everything. But this idiot is starting to think that it's no religion now. He's like, you don't believe in nothing now. And she's like, I do believe. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. And in his mind, he's thinking like, well, what if something happens to me and like I die tomorrow or something? Then what's going to happen with my baby? Like, are they going to be in drinking and drugging and bad things? And everything, like, okay, but what does being Muslim have to do with that? I know plenty of Muslims who are not who don't act Muslim as they should. But he just starting to think that like his belief that he's gonna like if we don't convert that we're gonna burn in hell and everything. And it's just like he is just disrespecting. Like, not only, at this point, not even the Christian religion, but he's even disrespecting his own, I feel like. Because, when you're a believer, like with God, or I think what the Muslims say, Allah, I don't know much about the Muslim religion, but I just know they worship, I think it's Allah, I believe. But we are still serving the same God. I wish okay, it's fun to have your different religions and your beliefs, but at the end of the day, with all religions and everything, we're still serving one God and everything. And he needs to really understand that. He's just being, it's just beyond control. And then he gonna say, well, because Tiger Lily asked him, like, okay, you what changed your mind, basically? He's like, oh, I'm older now. Back then, I didn't realize. Dude, you only been together for a half a year at this point. Like you got married the day you met her in person and everything. Going back to the sister, to the stepmom, like she made a valid point. Remember, Tiger Lily had like a 20 year marriage that was really controlling that she got out of. And I just want to know, like, what was controlling that. I just want to know, like, how controlling that was, because she don't see the control in this guy. She's like, well, baby, you said this. Well, baby, I'm doing that, this, and that, and everything. She just don't see it. But anyway, they're also, Tiger Lily and Adnan, they're preparing, they're going to be having a C-section. And they're going to do the C-section, and it's a planned C-section, and it's going to be the next day. So why get into a big fight with your pregnant wife? You're about to have a baby tomorrow and everything, and you're gonna piss off your pregnant wife and everything on some BS. How about let's just cheers, like have a non-alcoholic beverage and just cheer. We're gonna have our first baby together, and your already kids will have a new brother. And I think it's Zane, or something like that, I believe. And everything. How about like let's focus on that and prepare for the baby and stuff. Now maybe again, it is reality TV and TLC's probably pushing an issue. And that may as well have been the case, because I'm pretty sure Tiger Lily will come out and say Adnan's not controlling. He was just probably told to act like this. He just has like a strong belief. She'll defend him to the T and everything. So it's whatever. I like I said, I can't. I'm looking forward to seeing their new baby, but I just still, regardless, I cannot stand Adnan, and I'm gonna keep saying that every freaking week. I cannot stand Adnan. Get him off my screen, really. Anyway, that was Tiger Lily and Adnan. Next couple I want to talk is Elizabeth and Andre. So, Andre's little plan backfired. So, as we all know, they're in Moldova, and they're looking for houses to invest in, possibly move there and everything. They go to this one house that is not done. It was fully demoed, basically, and everything. It was just, it just looked like a bomb went off, basically, is what Chuck said. And it was just like bricks and debris all over the place and everything. And, Elizabeth thought they were going to flip it. And then, they were trying to go into it. Elizabeth asked Andre, like, are we going to need masks? Because this is kind of dangerous. Andre was like, oh, no, we don't need masks here in Moldova. Our nose are our masks. Like, we're tough here in Moldova and everything. I mean, just like the arrogance. The arrogance, for real. So they view the house, and then Andre says, oh, well, we're not going to be flipping it. This is about to be demolished. Then why are we here? Why are we here if this house is going to be demolished and it's already halfway demolished anyway? Why in the world are we here? So, remember last week, Jovi and Yara and Lauren and Alexi had revealed to Jovi and Yara that Andre had lost $75,000 in investment. Well, Andre finally admits that to Elizabeth. So what happened is that, like, he set aside some money without telling Elizabeth for this property, and he originally had like these like contractors that were based out of Russia, basically, but due to the Russia and Ukraine war, things didn't work out that way, and so they basically all disappeared and everything. And they basically stole $75,000 from him, basically. And he, like, due to the war, he couldn't like try to like receive it back or anything or whatever. And yeah, so he's basically out $75,000. Elizabeth finds this out, and she's pissed. And she's more pissed that he lied because he didn't say nothing about she didn't know that. I think she knew about the investment, but she didn't. But she didn't know that it was gone, and that it was through like a Russian contractor or whatever. And she said that, like, why didn't you like try to get like basically a Moldovan one, basically, and everything. He just thought he had it all, and he lost it all. So Elizabeth is pissed. This is the most I've ever seen her pissed on Andre. Now, they get into fights all the time, but like this is the most I've ever seen Elizabeth get mad at Andre. So after that, her and Chuck actually decided, you know what, we're packing up. I'm grabbing the kids and we're going back to America. Elizabeth packs up her stuff. Andre comes up, what are you doing? She's like, we're going back home. I changed my flight because you lied and everything. And he's like, oh, no, I did it. And everything, we could fix it. She's like, nope. He was like, did you change my flight too? No. You coming back on your own. We're leaving here without you. and you come back when you figured all this out and everything. So Elizabeth, the kids, and Chuck decide to all go back to America. And Elizabeth's like, I've never been more certain in my life. We are not moving to Moldova. There's no reason to be here. So he's got a lot of explaining to do when we get back, basically. So Andre's just like, well, maybe we do need some time off. Maybe when I get back, we'll try to talk it out and everything. Maybe we do need some time apart and everything. So judging by the previews, like he does return to America and everything, and Elizabeth is still pissed. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. Andre be doing some shady stuff, and it's not cool. It's not cool at all. So, you know, like, I think now Andre needs, but the difference between Elizabeth and Tiger Lily is that Elizabeth doesn't, when Andre gets like that, she ain't gonna back down. Tiger Lily backs down from Adnan, but Elizabeth will not back down. So I that's why I really respect Elizabeth when he gets like that. But I'm just thinking about the tell-all coming up, because when the tell-all comes, like in 15 weeks or whatever, we're in episode 7. So yeah, I'm about in like 12 weeks when the tell-all comes. Dang, we got 12. We still got half a season. We're not even at the halfway point to the season. But I'm just thinking about the tell-all. Like, how's Adnan acting like a fool at the before the 90-day tell-all. I feel like him and Andre will get along great. But, I think he's just going to start drama with everybody. He's going to be opinionated with everybody and everything. And, when I just won't forget when Niles almost knocked him out and everything. But, I don't think none of these guys are going to try to knock him out this year. But he's just going to get on everybody's nerves like he did last time. But I digress. But, I do like the fact that Elizabeth does not back down from Andre. So yeah. Anyway, that was Elizabeth and Andre. Next couple I want to talk is Gino and Jasmine. So now we all know what happened last week. Natalie, Gino's little love interest, Natalie, comes in and gets attacked by Jasmine, and now she's pissing, she's just going off. This episode, Natalie is just like, she just really wants to go home. She called an Uber and everything. Like, she's like, this was just way too much. She revealed, I did not know this, Natalie has been married, been divorced. She actually has 2 kids, and one of her kids is in the military, in the Navy. I didn't know that. Natalie looks so young. I did not know that she used to be married and has 2 kids, and one of the kids is grown already. Nobody mentioned her age. So I'm just kind of curious what her age is. But so we're still in the continuation of what happened at Gino's cousin's Dana's birthday party. Back inside, Matt and Jasmine are talking to Dana and Michelle. And Michelle was telling Jasmine, well, before you came in here, we were talking with Natalie, and she didn't know some things that we were talking about, and she even questioned him on some of the things that we brought up about, possibly you guys meeting up and them thinking about just forgetting about the divorce or whatever and everything. So Jasmine's like, oh, so Gina just keeps lying and lying and lying and everything. And I'm just like, why did we have to have this conversation right now? 1, this is a birthday party. And 2, they claim that they want to be in Gina and Jasmine's business, but they are. And they started that. Throughout the whole week, I just watched who started what and everything. I stand by what I said, that Gino's cousins started that. They're the ones who invited Jasmine. They knew Natalie was coming. Gino told them Natalie was coming and everything. But they invited Jasmine. Jasmine invited Matt and everything. And then everybody's just sitting there laughing and making it like a joke and stuff. How do you disrespect your own blood like that and everything? Gino is also to blame too, because he should have been done a better job of handling that situation better and everything. Because there was watching it back, there was a little part where he was smiling after Jasmine pushed Natalie. So I don't know. Gino just needs to have like a bigger backbone. He was big and bad when Florian was like calling him out on the last resort, and he was trying to fight Florian when the whole security team was trying to hold him back. He was big and bad then, like he ain't big and bad now. So he's outside still talking to Natalie, and now we got goofy Matt, Jasmine's interest. And mind you, this whole thing is hypocritical. We all know that. Jasmine's little boo thing comes out and wants to talk to Gino, and he goes up to Natalie. He's like, like, I'm in the middle of this, and Natalie's like, oh, you're in the middle of this. Like, look at me, basically, and everything. And he's trying to tell Natalie, like, Natalie, do you know, like, they were thinking about getting rid of the divorce talk and everything. And she was just like, well, whatever the conversations that we had, like, I just came here for a party, not to get attacked by a crazy woman. She had no excuse to call me names, didn't even give me a chance and everything. And this happened. Matt said, okay, yeah, I will admit that Jasmine overreacted in that moment. But, Gina, you're still a scumbag. And he tried to say, well, Gina, do you know that, he told Natalie, he's like, Natalie, do you know that Gina is, like, financially responsible? I could take him to court because he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Then take him to court. Take him to court. Like, for real. Like, I can't stand when these people like to threaten court like that and everything. Jasmine is the one who wanted all of this. She's just mad because Gino wasn't giving her nothing in the freaking bedroom. And it just, at least to wanting them to have an open marriage and everything. And then he gonna come out and say, oh, tell Natalie, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And Gino's like, well, what are you doing, man? You're sleeping with my wife. Gino and Natalie did not sleep together. Jasmine and Matt are clearly sleeping together. And he was like, well, what does that make you? He was like, well, she has nowhere to go and everything. Y'all agreed on this and everything. And he was just like, and Gina was just like, he had enough. Just like, go, get rid of Matt. Because Natalie even yelled at Matt. She's like, you don't know me. You're justifying her actions. And like, it's not acceptable. I don't want no part of this. Now go away. So they kicked Matt out, and Natalie's car came. Again, I feel so bad for Natalie. So, yeah. But here's one thing too. Gino had mentioned that this is the first time he had seen Matt in person, and he was like, Matt's kind of ugly. I don't know, how did she end up with this guy? He's kind of ugly and everything. And Gino, I'm sorry. This is just my opinion. Matt's younger, and he's better looking than you. Just saying. Just saying that. There was no need for that comment. He's better looking than you. I'm on your side, but that one, I'm sorry. Just my opinion. Like all the girls are gonna say that Matt's better looking than Gino. So I don't know why Gino gonna call him ugly. But regardless, but still, poor Natalie. Natalie had no part of that and everything. Like she just felt like, why am I always the one being attacked for all of this and everything? Like if Jasmine wanted to attack anybody, she should have attacked Gina, not me and everything. And she's right. If she felt a certain type of way, attack Gina, not Natalie. So Natalie's gone. Judging by the previews, it's like an ultimatum coming. Gina just thinks that, he finally realized, Jasmine, Matt, Dana, Michelle all messed this up with Natalie. They were on Jasmine's side. I'm about to have nobody. I might not Natalie's probably not going to want to see or talk to me again and everything. And so, I just want to go home. And yeah, Gina's about to be left with nobody. And I just still think that it was still messed up by the cousins. Like the cousins are 1 and 2 to blame for that whole situation. Gino's third, in that order. The cousins and then Gino, in that order. But the cousins mostly, and I don't care what anybody says on that one. Like I lost my respect for them. So that was Gino and Jasmine and Natalie and Matt. And the last couple I want to talk is Brandon and Julia. So Brandon and Julia. So Julia's parents are finally in America. Finally, we've been waiting for a while for this one. They are finally in America. They get to America. Prior to that, Julia's getting the house all cleaned up and everything. And this is, I guess, according to Brandon, this is unlike her because normally Brandon does the cleaning and stuff, and Julia's just on her phone and everything. But now, like, Julia's just, like, really adamant and want to make everything perfect. So they have the parents are going to be in Washington, D.C. That's the closest major airport around. So they're going to Washington. They have a long drive from Virginia to Washington, D.C. They get caught in traffic and everything. Brandon and Julia talking about what the do's and the don'ts and everything, whatever. They get to D.C. in the evening. Julia tells Brandon he needs to really work on his Russian, and she asked him can you say welcome to America in Russian, and he tried. So Brandon and Julia get to the hotel, and Julia said, and the parents are there, and mind you, I keep saying Brandon's, but Julia's parents are divorced. So, but they came here together, but they are divorced. Brandon forgot to book a third room. He booked 2 bedrooms, and he forgot to book a third. He said he screwed up. He's like, because they were like, oh, are you guys going to sleep here? We'll sleep here. I'm like, and one of the hotel rooms didn't have a couch. So Julie's like, Brandon, you messed up. You were supposed to, how you just going to do 2 rooms? My parents are divorced and everything. So Julia's just like, there was just a lot of confusion. They had some pizza, American pizza. The parents was like, seeing that little argument, and they were like, why is there already tension here already? And Julia was just like, screw this. Dad, you stay here. Mom, you come with us or whatever, and everything. We'll figure it all out. And Julia flat out told Brandon, it's like, Brandon, this is how we're going to do this right now. You messed up. We're just going to do this right now. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Respect my decision and move forward. Fair enough. I agree. So the next day, they take a tour around D.C. And everything. It was a hot day. They just went to some monuments and everything. They asked Brennan and Julia about their American history and everything. Julia asked Brandon, who is Abraham Lincoln? And Brandon was just like, oh, I just know that he was the 16th president and everything. But he couldn't explain what Abraham Lincoln did and when he was president, basically, and everything. And so they just had a little nice fun day. There's still some language barriers. The parents are a little frustrated. They seem like energetic people, but they're so frustrated that Brandon doesn't know much of the Russian, basically. So, but it's whatever. They made the most of it. Now they're on their way back to Virginia, and things get not surprising here. Now, we get back to Brandon and Julia's place. Brandon and Julia's house is covered in American, all kind of decorations and stuff. And Brandon and Julia what is going on? What the heck is this? Julia's like, Brandon, did you do this? And he was like, no, I've been in the car with you, Julia, the whole time. And what do you guys think happened? Remember, Brandon's parents have a key to the house. So they walk in, and Brandon's parents, Ron and Betty, yell out, surprise! And scared the crap out of Julia to welcome Julia's parents to America. Now, Julia's parents, they were grateful, of course. That was for them, that was nice of them. But Julia, once again, is pissed. and I don't blame her. I'm like Brandon didn't know about this. I'm sure but he he ain't mad about it, but Julia is pissed. She was like, you should have told us that you were coming. He's like, yeah, we could have, but I didn't. It's a surprise. What are you gonna do? And I'm just like, Brandon's parents, Julia's right, Brandon's parents just keep crossing lines. Why can't they just, like, they said they were tired. They wanted to come home and get some sleep. They had a long day in DC. They had a long drive back to Virginia. You come home and you got Brandon's, like, overbearing parents just are there just trying to be in the business like they always do. Like this is just ridiculous. This is actually kind of embarrassing and everything. And it just seems like the more angrier Julia gets, like the more they keep doing that and stuff. Like Julia's just like, you could have told us that you were coming, like for real, like we did not plan for this, and like we'll see how this plays out next week. But I just can't with Brandon's parents no more. It's just they are just wow. I don't know what to say. So yeah, that was Brandon and Julia. And that was all the couples. We did not see Kara and Guillermo or Jovi and Yara or Lauren and Alexi in this episode. So we'll see more what happens with Kara and Guillermo next week. Yeah, that was about it. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow and Tuesday to recap 90 Day Hunt for Love, because we're going to have a lot to talk about with that. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good one. Bye, y'all.